Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Startup Academy, India's exclusive coaching for ISS examination. In today's lecture, we'll be dealing with a revision of numerical analysis, in which we'll be doing some of the PYQs and we'll be doing the tricks how to do them quickly in the examination to save time in this numerical analysis part and move forward with another part of the statistics. Numerical analysis is from paper 1, which is a objective type of paper. Those who are starting with their preparation, this is for them, and those who are already done with their preparation and here for just a revision class and to know the tricks, this is the point where this is the place where you should be right now. If for better explanation or for better revision of yours, please watch the video for at 1.5x speed and stop it at the question, then solve it on your own and then continue with the video. And if the answer is right, then move to the next question, and if not, then see what tricks I have used and how I have solved them, so that you know how to solve them in your examination. So let us begin with that. This is your numerical analysis revision 1. Okay. Now let us start from the very basic question, the first one. These are all your PYQs that we'll be discussing in today's class. So first of all, we should know all the relationships without derivations, just the final results of them from the numerical analysis. If you haven't seen my lecture videos on numerical analysis, you can go back to our playlist of numerical analysis and do it from the very first class. And if you have already seen, then you must know that in this question, the two difference deltas are given. This is forward difference, known as forward difference, and this is known as backward difference. In numerical analysis, there is only one relation between forward difference and backward difference, which is when I subtract backward difference from forward difference, then this term will be equal to the multiplication of forward difference with backward difference. The important thing that you should consider here is when forward difference is as first place, then in multiplication also it is at first place. The backward difference is at second place, so in multiplication also it is at second place. This is very important trick because they can give you that backward difference minus forward difference is equals to backward difference into forward difference, which is wrong. And hence this position of the backward and forward difference is very crucial, and from this we can say that our only first option is correct, and here one only is the correct option. Rest other, there are no other relationship between these forward and backward differences. So when we know this concept and when we know exact method how to solve them, then just see, tick and move forward. This is the concept. Now moving forward to our second question for today, which is this one. Here they have given us the forward difference, the second forward difference of order 2. Now I want you to know the direct result, but before that, where does this result came from? So if we are talking about the first order forward difference, this would be f delta of fx. And if I told you to calculate the second order, then this will be delta square fx. When we are calculating delta square fx, I can write it as delta into delta fx, right? Now, first of all, we'll calculate inside the bracket. Delta fx is fx minus fx minus 1. Letter minus h it is, but we are considering here h equals to 1, let us suppose. Okay, then the delta goes inside, it will be delta of fx minus delta of fx minus 1. This will become what? Fx minus fx minus 1. Okay, we have done it. We have calculated for delta fx minus 1. Delta of fx will be delta fx plus 1 minus fx. When we multiply it inside, it will be fx plus 1 delta minus delta fx. Now delta fx plus 1 will be fx plus 2 minus fx plus 1 minus sign. In the bracket it is fx plus 1 minus fx. Right? Here this is fx plus 2 minus 2 fx plus 1 plus fx. This is the second order relation. First order, second order and the third order. This should be thorough with all of you, so that in the examination you don't have to drive this much and waste your time. Instead you can directly see the result. So our second order will have three components: xx plus 2 minus 2fx plus 1 and plus fx. Here we can see that there are I plus 2 and I plus 1, so I is considered as x here. So see, first is I plus 2, I plus 1 and I. These are correct. But upon h square is given here. Okay, so this is not the correct explanation of this. Now here here we have to consider that this comes in between and has a negative sign. So this is coming in between of I plus 1 and I minus 1 and upon h square. So this is our correct option, option number B. Here also we can see the plus sign is there. Here also we can see that negative sign is here. So this is and here this doesn't come in between I and I plus 2. So that B is the correct option of this question. Direct implementation of our result. Now moving forward to this question. This is also a direct implementation of result. I will tell you how, what is the result, and then we'll put it here. The result is this, that if delta n, let us say y, let us take y only, y n, delta n y n is equals to delta inverse delta, which is backward difference, raised to the power n y n plus r. This is our okay, delta r y n is equals to inverse interpolation r y n plus r. Now here they have given us inverse. So it is given as inverse delta 5 y n is equals to delta. Since r is equals to 5, so r here will also be equal to 5. Here y is n is there, so y n is there. But here they have given us nothing, and here they have given us nothing. See the relation here. It should be n plus r and n. So this right side, the right side has r extra. Here right side has r extra. That means I should subtract 5 from this, so that this has an r extra, and r here has the value 5. So that is why we are subtracting on the left hand side, because the right hand side has already been given in the question. Okay, so we are subtracting it from here. If in the question they would have given us, if in the question they would have given us n plus 5, so our question is solved. Left side will be simply this, but here, and instead of n plus 5 they have given us this. Instead of n plus 5 they have given us n. So to make these two equations equal, I have to subtract that r from the left hand side in order to make it equalize. So I will subtract minus 5, which is our option number D. Delta raised to the power 5. Okay, in place of r you can place 5 also here. Y n minus 5, which is our option number D. This is a bit confusing, but the result that we will be using here is this one, the direct result that you will be using here. If you know the result, then it is it is just a limited. It will take just 1 second for you to recognize which option will be correct. And first of all, the elimination method you can also apply here. See here, this is delta inverse of delta, which is backward interpolation. So it should be having a relation with forward interpolation. So option A and B get cancelled from the very first beginning. Now these n cannot be equal. Forward is never equal to backward interpolation. So there must be something addition or subtraction. So option D is the correct. You can also apply this elimination method, as well as when you know the formula, you can apply the direct implementation. Now moving forward to one of the important questions. These are two these we have two kinds of two questions of the same kind. So here they have given us that delta square abx is equals to something, and the interval of difference being 1, which means h is equals to 1. Now we have to calculate this. Simply we will calculate delta into delta abx. Now from the very beginning you can see the x is present only on b and not on a. So a will come outside, so this will be a delta bx. Okay, now delta bx will be a delta bx plus 1, which is h, minus bx. Now here we can take common bx, and we will be left with a b minus 1, because it doesn't have any x component, so we will be left with delta bx. Now delta bx we did, which is nothing but b minus 1 into bx, so it will be a bx into b minus 1 into b minus 1, which will be b minus 1 whole square. This is I am again telling you, this is a revision class, so those who have already done this, they can watch it and they can understand it easily. And those who are just beginners, you can see first of all our previous video lectures, in which I have explained everything in detail, and then move forward with this. So now we'll compare this from the question given. It is alpha into bx. When comparing, bx and bx gets cancelled and alpha becomes equals to a b minus 1 whole square, which is our option number a b minus 1 whole square. Okay, this will require some solution, because it is not the direct result, it is a numerical problem. So when you know how to solve a numerical, you will be able to solve it within a minute. Now solving this question, this is a bit tricky one, because they have given us one minus e square. Now we know that, let us take y is equals to 1 minus 1 minus e square into abx, right? Now let us take it on the left hand side, 1 minus e square y is equals to abx, right? Now 1 multiplied by y will be y, and e square multiplied by y will be y plus 2h. is equals to ABX. Now the one that will solve this. So we will take, this is hit and trial method. We will be taking A, B, C and D options in place of Y to see which one is coming. So first of all, let us take option number A, 1 minus E square ABX upon 1 minus B square. So this will be implemented only on B raised to the power x. So it will be A 1 minus B square will come out common, B raised to the power x minus E square B raised to the power x. Right? A 1 minus B square, and it will be B square B raised to the power x minus B raised to the power x plus 2h. Now interval of differencing here also is unity, so it will be x plus 2. Now from here we can take out common B raised to the power x, and we will be left with B raised to the power x 1 minus B square. Now this numerator and denominator will get cancelled, and we will be getting AB raised to the power x, which is our RHS. And hence option number A is only the correct answer. By chance it came, it could have been B, C or D. So this you have to check for hit and trial. Now here one more trick is there, that E square has been given. So the power of B raised to the power x plus 2 will come. If e raised to the power 4 would have been given, then it would be e x plus 4, then our answer would have been 1 minus b raised to the power 4. So that from that trick you can see the question and answer it without even solving it. That was your trick question. Now moving forward to another question. This is simple question. Let us solve it here only. So whenever we have, this is direct implementation of a theorem. Delta n x raised to the power n, then it is nothing but n factorial. And here upon e is also given. So we will talk about e later. First of all, let us see what is delta n upon x raised to the power n. Here it is given delta 100 x raised to the power 100 is equals to 100 factorial. So first of all we have solved this. Then it is also divided by e. So we have to divide it by e also. So e raised to the power minus 1, 100 factorial is nothing but 100 factorial. We all know the condition here. When we have this e method, then it is e raised to the e of a constant is always the constant. So here there is no x related term, so it is treated as a constant, and our final answer will be 100, which is our option B. This is also the direct implementation of this theorem. If you don't know this theorem, then you cannot solve this. So again, I will recommend you to watch our videos in which I have told you each and every one of them in detail with questions. Now another example of the same kind of question. Here the value has been given. So the formula here is delta raised to the power n 1 by x is nothing but n factorial minus 1 raised to the power n into h raised to the power n upon x, x plus 1, x plus 2 and so on up till x plus n. It is x plus h, x plus 2h, but here h is equals to 1. Again they have given us unity, so we are taking it that only. Now here n is nothing but equal to 5. So putting the 5 in place of this will be 5 factorial, which will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. And minus 1 raised to the power n, which is 5, which is odd, which will be minus 1 only. So our answer will be in minus, but all these three terms are in minus, a is not, so this is eliminated. Now h raised to the power n, which is 1 raised to the power 5 will be 5 only, upon x. X here has been given as 2. So 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 2 plus 2, 4. 2 plus 3, 5. 2 plus 4, 6. 2 plus 5, 7. Up till n, which is 5. So till 7 we have to calculate. Now here we can see 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2 get cancelled, and we are only left with minus 1 upon 6 sevens are 42, which matches with our option number D, which is minus 1 upon 42. So here this formula is very important, and this also I have told you in your lecture videos of numerical analysis. Okay, now moving forward to our last question for today's exam. For today's class. This is a numerical question, so we'll be solving it here only. This includes delta square upon E x cube, and we have to find the value. Now we can find it like, first of all, delta square x cube and then upon E, and we can find it also because delta is equals to E minus 1. So we can find it that only. So let us see. The delta is nothing but E minus 1 whole square upon E x cube. E minus 1 whole square will be E square plus 1 minus 2E. Then every one will be divided by E as well. And this is nothing but multiplied by x cube, or implemented on. So E is cut with E, then the C is also get cut. So we have got E x cube plus E raised to the power minus 1 x cube minus 2 x cube. Now here the interval of differencing being 1. So h is 1, here will be E of x will be x plus h whole cube, which will be x plus 1 whole cube, plus this will be x minus 1 whole cube, x minus because the value or the power is minus 1 whole cube minus 2x cube. On solving it, we can see that it will be x cube plus y cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus x cube minus y cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 2x cube. Now all the terms that are common, minus 2x cube, x cube, x cubes get cancelled, and minus 3x square minus plus 3x square, and we are only left with minus 1 and plus 1, 6x. We are left with 6x, and we have to equalize it with alpha x plus beta. Here on comparing both of the things, we get the value of alpha is equals to 6 and beta is equals to 0. So the values of alpha and beta respectively are 6 and 0, which is our option number A. This is another method of calculation. One method of calculation would be that if we solve this like this. First of all, we will solve delta square of x cube, which will be delta into delta of x cube, which will be x plus 1 whole cube minus x cube, and then delta also we applied, and after applying that, delta x plus 1 whole cube minus delta x cube, and after applying that we have to apply upon E. So that method also you can use for its implementation, and this method, both of them require almost same time. Both our methods will give you right answer. So this is all for today's class. I hope that you understood the tricks and how to attempt the question in the examination, and how to save your time. And if you've understood the concept, then you can like and subscribe to our channel. And if you haven't, then you can ask us your comment section. We'll be happily solving your doubts wherever you are stuck. And for those who are preparing for ISS 2027, we have recently launched a batch, Lakshya 2027, which will be starting on 15th of July 2026. And we'll be taking limited amount of students. So those who are interested and are willing to be selected in the next examination, they can enroll on us now and hurry up. Thank you.
Startup Academy.